Hey everyone, welcome to More to Games. Thank you for coming or stumbling upon my channel. If you really like this content, please hit like and subscribe. That would really help me out in growing this channel. Let me start off by introducing myself. Um, I am a gamer. I try to stick to MMORPGs, but I do venture out and I'll play other games. I'm really a big RPG fan, but I also play the shooters, occasional shooters with some friends of mine, and I love strategy games such as Civilization. Um, so I'm going to try to include as many different genres, but in this channel, I'm mainly going to be sticking to MMORPGs. That being said, I really play Final Fantasy 14 a lot. And then I guess the second MMO that I would play the most is probably Star Wars: The Old Republic. Now, I did take about a year hiatus off of Final Fantasy during the pandemic. I was busy with other stuff. And then when they announced the new expansion pack, I just kind of jumped back into it. And really, the reason why I took a break was I had that Final Fantasy burnout. And it's not the first time that I've had this burnout. I think the first time I kind of had a burnout was during the later or mid half of Heavensward. I kind of just got tired of the repeat, dungeon run, and then rinse repeat formula that it was there. I was getting annoyed, so I kind of took a break. And then I jumped back into it when Stormblood came. No, yeah, Stormblood was the third one, sorry. And then I was with Stormblood the entire time. I did not take a break from Stormblood. And then I jumped into Shadowbringers. It was amazing. Loved Shadowbringers. And then I, again, got a little bit of that burnout. So I took a break to pursue other things. But now I'm back with the announcement of this new expansion. So do look forward to more content with Final Fantasy. I'm also going to be doing content of Star Wars: The Old Republic, since those are my two main MMOs that I'm playing. I've also picked up a couple of shooters that I've been doing. I feel like everyone does Battle Royale games, but I do play Warzone with a group of friends of mine, and I do play Apex Legends with my brother and another friend of mine. So I'll do every once in a while, I guess I'll do a video of that, but mainly I'm going to stick to MMORPGs as well as single player RPGs. I did already pre-order Mass Effect, but the only thing is I pre-ordered it for my PlayStation, and I probably should have done it for Steam. But nonetheless, I'm going to try to bring you all content for that too. Pretty much anything games. So this is kind of, I guess, like my first video game channel. I've had a couple of other channels that I had tinkered with, but I kind of want to explore my geeky side with this, and so I'm going to go forward with doing that. I've also started playing D&D again. I have not played D&D since version 3.5, and lately a couple of friends, my brothers, have really gotten into the latest edition. I think it's like 5th edition now. And so I picked up books and dice, and I'm really getting into it. So I would also love to make and create videos for D&D. So you all can expect content like that too. So again, just to recap, this channel is going to be bringing you all Final Fantasy MMOs, Star Wars MMOs. I'm going to probably bring some tabletop games, D&D for you. I'm also going to be including a couple of shooters here and there. But again, I'm not a big shooter fan. I'm really not. I only really play because I said my friends play, and I grew up with them. They live in different parts of the country now. So it's just easier for us to jump online and talk with each other and just, have some fun like the good old days. But I will have some of that. I also love playing strategy games, so I will include some Civilization stuff. I really love Civilization. So I'm going to go ahead and include some of that for you all as well. I figured if I'm going to be up here and I'm going to be talking about MMOs, I'm also going to be talking about the gear that I have in this next video that I'm planning on writing and producing for you all. It is on the this Razer TARDIS controller that I ended up getting. This is a single one-hand keyboard controller, and I love it. I played it I set it up. I got it a couple of days ago. I set it up for Final Fantasy. Today I did a dungeon run, and it was just amazing. I recorded that video, so I'm going to produce that video for you all. That's another time. But yeah, so let me take this time now just to tell you a little bit more about myself. I started off playing MMOs when I was maybe in my teens, and it was a game called Phantasy Star Online. It was for the Dreamcast. Amazing game. Fell in love with it. Met good friends on there. Played, and then I think after that I made the jump to the PlayStation 2, and the next MMO that I was introduced to was EverQuest Online Adventures and its subsequent sequel, EverQuest Online Adventures Frontiers, which I guess was the expansion pack. A lot of great memories. I was never really good at it. It was difficult. MMOs were built different back then, but yeah, it was difficult, but nevertheless, I had fun. After that, I made the jump to Final Fantasy because I've always been a Final Fantasy fan. I love Final Fantasy. At least the main story. I mean, the main numerical Final Fantasy, I guess I should say. So, yeah, I fell in love with 11. And after 11, I think I played WoW for a little bit. And then from WoW, I moved on and I started playing Final Fantasy 14 when it was released. And I've been with them ever since, except for those 2 hiatuses I've talked about. But anyways, yeah, so that's the kind of content. That's my history. And I'll, get to talk more about video games. I'm going to do videos on the expansion pack for Final Fantasy coming out. I'll do beginner tutorials. I'm not really a hardcore player, but I'm not a casual player. I'm like that breed that's kind of stuck in the middle. If time permits, I will get into it, but I really don't do high-end raids except for the 24-man raids on Final Fantasy. I don't really do Savage simply because my time at the moment, it really doesn't let me. Busy with work and career stuff and side projects, side hustles. But I mean, I still really love the game. I think I really only jumped into Savage when it was the Binding Coils of Bahamut, and that was the last time I've ever tried anything hard. But I do plan on getting it. I just got into a new FC, so I'm really looking forward to maybe in the summertime being able to jump into some of those harder tier raids. But anyways, that's it for me here at More to Games. My name is Jamie Lee. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to get started on that next video. If y'all could just hit like and subscribe if you want to see what this channel turns out to be. Thank you all so much.